Good afternoon. I said earlier this week in Parliament that Singapore is going through a knife's edge where the pandemic is concerned and that cases can go either way. I think we have seen in the last few days that our efforts to move in quickly to trace, test, and isolate infected cases have been effective, and they have helped to bring some of the recent clusters in Tan Tock Seng Hospital and Pasir Panjang Terminal under control. But since then, we've also had this new and very worrying cluster in Changi Airport emerge. You've heard just now from Minister Wong the efforts and the measures that we have taken to control and ring-fence these recent cases. I think by and large, we are able to do so for the staff and workers in the airport. What's more of greater concern to us is that there are many people, many members of the public who would have visited the airport in the last few weeks. They would have gone to the commercial areas, and it looks like a number of them have become infected. For example, in the Terminal 3 Kopitiam, where they were there, probably masked off, dining, and they probably had been infected by fellow diners who were also there. We are also concerned that there may be hidden cases that would have leaked out into the community, and we are unable to detect them. And that's why in recent days we have also seen a rise in unlinked cases emerging. We have taken actions to close the airport to the public, to ring-fence these cases, but because we do not know how far the transmission has occurred into the community, we do have to take further, more stringent restrictions. And therefore, we are tightening measures significantly in the community in the following ways. First, we will reduce the permissible group size further from up to 5 persons currently to 2 persons. This will apply across the board. So if you want to go out for anything, grocery shopping, exercise, maximum of 2 persons henceforth. Likewise, for visits to other households, maximum of 2 persons. In fact, we strongly encourage everyone to stay home as much as possible, go out only for essential reasons, and if you have to go out, maximum of 2 persons. Second, we will go back to work from home as the default for workplaces. So all employees who are able to work from home will have to do so. Work from home will be the default. Third, we will take tighter measures around the higher risk settings. And these higher risk settings are the ones where people are gathered together in an indoor environment without their mask on. We have already taken action to restrict such activities in the gyms and the fitness centers earlier. We will now also take actions with regards to dining in at food and beverage establishments. So all dining in will have to cease. This will include hawker centers and food courts, both indoor and outdoor. All F&B establishments will only be able to offer takeaway and delivery options. In line with this, wedding banquets will also have to cease because it's a dining activity. Next, we will also reduce activity and event sizes. Previously, we said generally you can do 100 without pre-event and the PET, pre-event testing, and up to 250 with pre-event testing. We will scale all of this back. So you can do 50 without PET and up to 100 with PET. And this will apply to congregational and worship services, as well as to MICE activities. Likewise, we will reduce the capacity limits across the board for shopping malls, showrooms, and attractions, as well as cruises, museums, public libraries. All of these capacity limits will be scaled back. These measures, I've just given a summary of some of the key measures that we will be implementing. Full details will be in the statement. The measures will take effect from Sunday, 16th of May, and will continue for 1 month through to Sunday, 13th of June. We will do a review at the midway point, meaning 2 weeks after the measures have been implemented. And at that point, we will look at the prevailing public health situation and see if there is a need to adjust the measures further. We realize that this will have significant inconvenience to many people. I think the businesses that will be hardest hit will be the F&B sector because of the restriction for dining in. And so in view of this new restriction, the government will increase the job support scheme support rate, the JSS support rate, to 50% for F&B firms, and this will be an increase from the 10% support for which is applicable today. This increase in support will be applicable during the period for which dining in is prohibited. At the same time, to support hawkers and coffee shop stall holders who are self-employed and do not benefit from the job support scheme, the government will provide 1 month of rental waiver for hawker stall and coffee shop tenants of government agencies. We also strongly encourage commercial landlords to support their F&B tenants during this period. We know that there is one group who will be particularly impacted too, which are wedding couples. Some of them may already have wedding plans for this coming Sunday, and it may be very hard to make last-minute changes. So if there are such couples who are impacted, we are prepared to consider grandfathering the arrangement just for the wedding couples who have already made plans for Sunday. They can proceed, but we will require them to put in place pre-event testing for all their guests. But this is a special arrangement only for this Sunday because this is a once-in-a-lifetime event for the wedding couples. The changes are coming in very soon and may be hard for them to change, so we are prepared to consider this only for this Sunday for wedding couples. I think we know that this is a very difficult period for everyone. This is clearly a setback in our fight against COVID-19, but we are resolved to keep fellow Singaporeans safe and to see Singapore safely through this crisis. So let's continue to stay united, to support each other, and do our very best, all of us, to keep cases down and get through this hump together.